God, that intro gets me amped up to rip cards. Welcome to another episode of Rip N Riff. I am at Pucking Thoughts, the man to my right, at Mr. Jared Moore on Twitter. Folks, we're through what, to 20-something episodes here, 20 episodes of season 2, and we're having a blast. We love ripping packs with you here. Don't forget to give us a rate, review, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Jared, how are we doing on this, at least for me, very hot summer day?
I'm doing fine. It's a little thunderstorms here earlier today, so hopefully everything with our little session here goes off without a hitch, and we don't have any issues after the fact.
We have had that issues with power supply ruining a guess for you in the starting lineup figure 5, and there was another time where a question was asked and power outages happen. They happen for me too. Hopefully we get through the rest of this, no problem. But without further ado, so keeping it moving along, let's take a look at the pack ripping lineup for today. And we're going to have all 4 sports for you across the board here on Rip N Riff. We don't get to do that very often, but we're going to do it today. And the packs I'm bringing to the table, of course, you see that little Pro Set icon. We'll do a quick little cup chasing there. I got 2 packs, 1990 Pro Set, looking for that Stanley Cup hologram. Then we got Skybox 1990 basketball there, the inaugural edition. You can see some of the rookies we're looking for. I want that Sean Kemp rookie. And those are some base cards you see there, including Akeem Olajuwon with an A. And then at the top, we got a 1994 Upper Deck football, looking for a Marshall Faulk, Willie McGinnis, Isaac Bruce, Trent Dilfer rookies. Some cool parallels there. Now, Jared, you're bringing it to the diamond today. What do you got?
Yeah, I am. We're doing Topps 2007 baseball. Figured, it's baseball season. We got the trade deadline coming up next week. You blink and the season's already half over. 2/3 of the way over, and you're starting to think playoff chase and pennant chase and championships, unless you're a Yankee fan, because they're not going to do anything at the deadline of note other than get guys healthy and say, oh, well, getting Clark Schmidt back is like getting a third starter. That's what the Yankees do at the deadline.
That's their brand of baseball now.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
Yeah, 2007 Topps baseball there. You got a Jobber Chamberlain rookie, perhaps, Timmy Lincecum, Justin Upton, and I always like to throw one fun one in there. Tyler Clippard rookie, perhaps, for you there. In classic combo, season highlights, all-stars, and home run derby insert sets as well.
I'd love to get that Jabba rookie so we can bitch about how the Yankees ruined Jabba Chamberlain.
They sure did.
Yeah, I would love nothing more than that.
Yeah, hopefully we pull that Jobber Chamberlain rookie today. Good mix of. You said the trade deadline's coming up. I can't believe how quick the baseball season goes. But then again, NFL training camps are like a week away right now from when we record this.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the team. Some of them have already started, and once football starts, we're gonna I'm gonna go heavy football. I know you are as well. I just picked up a whole bunch of football packs last week, so I'm excited to break those out in the upcoming weeks.
All football packs just came from Hawaii, actually, just arrived today. So definitely gonna be going football heavy here in the coming weeks as the season approaches. We've been going light on it lately because we know we're gonna hit it heavy coming up here. So that's what we're ripping today now. Can't get any Rip and Riff going without our world famous and infamous called. It's time to kick things off on Rip and Riff with
my Rip and Rant.
Thanks, Dave. Now, I have a good one. I was going to do a different one, but that one's evergreen. I could save that for a rainy day. I got a good one for today, but I know you said you had one too. So do you want to kick things off for us?
Yeah, I'll kick it off. Mine's evergreen, but I just want to do it just for the sake of doing it. So, this was top of mind last week. One night last week, I decided, order dinner. And I was going to do DoorDash, and then I saw how much the fees were. And I was just like, well, how much is it if I order the same dinner on the website? And it's like $10 less. It's like, all right, yeah, I think I think I can get in the car and go pick it up. So, ultimately decided to do that. And, it's in this, middle of like a typical strip mall, and the burrito place that I was going to was next to a UPS store. The UPS store blocks off 4 parking spaces in front for their customers. So my Rip and Rant this week is that businesses should not be allowed to block off parking spots for their business, and even if they do, I reserve the right to ignore it.
Yeah, because that's unless they can prove that they paid for the asphalt and all the paving and work that was done on those 4 specific, it's not your spot. Like you can't, that's not okay.
I mean, they might have some sort of deal with the landlord. I mean, I honestly, I don't know. I don't care. It's one thing to block off spots for handicapped people. I have no
Yes.
issue with that. You know, obviously, people who have trouble moving around and getting around, they deserve high priority for those spots. But for a store where I've been in that UPS store numerous times, I've never seen more than one person in there other than me. It's usually whenever I go in there, it's usually myself and whoever the employee is that's working at the time. So yeah, you don't need 4 parking spots out in front. And so I'm just like, you know what? I'm not parking, 3 rows away and walking. It's like I'm gonna park in the spot. I'm gonna walk right in. I'm gonna pick up my order because I'm literally just running right inside and picking it up and walking back to the car. And if someone has something to say to me, I'll say something then. And nobody said anything, even though the UPS truck was literally out front picking up, I guess, their orders for the day or for whatever people drop off there. Yeah, nobody said anything. Nobody cares. So that's my Rip and Rant for this week. Businesses should not be blocking off parking spots for.
I'll allow one spot with like a 5-minute drop off window. Like, you're just dropping off a package that's already labeled. You don't need them to do anything but just scan it. Like that I'll allow. You could get one spot for that, but you can't take 4. That's absurd. I mean, unless it's like the world's largest parking lot, that's getting greedy. 4 spots.
And it's not. I mean, it's the middle of like a typical, strip mall. On the other side of the parking lot is the Stop and Shop, the grocery store. And yeah, it's your typical, here's a nail salon, here's a Sport Clips, here's a pizzeria, a little jewelry store, like a dollar store, and stuff like that. I think there's an AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts in that shopping center as well. But yeah, moral of the story, don't block off a whole bunch of spots when you're not using them. Those spots are at a premium.
Yeah, I feel it. As somebody that lived in Brooklyn for a large chunk of his life and knows what it's like to circle a block looking for a parking spot for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, even longer. We don't even need to go into those stories because they've scarred me. But no, yeah, I get it. Now, I had a different Rip and Rant for today. Like I said, we're going to save it for another day, but this one's just coming down in the last couple hours. We've talked quite a bit about Inside the NBA, the best sports studio show there's ever been on television, pre, post, halftime for the NBA coverage over on TNT, sometimes TBS, I guess. Well, initially it looked like they were going to lose the NBA package to Amazon, NBC, and I believe ESPN's keeping it. But now TNT and Turner Sports, tends to match the Amazon offer, looking to stay in the mix. So realizing that, hey, this is something we don't want to lose. Yeah, they just picked up the NHL and they've got some golf and they've got March Madness and all that. That's still their best sports coverage right there, is the NBA with that crew, Chuck, Shaq, Ernie, Kenny the Jet. And kudos to them for saying, you know what, we're not going to go out without a fight. We're going to try and keep this. We're going to match the offer. They found the money, and it's going to be interesting to see how this gets settled with the NBA here in the coming days and weeks.
So now TNT is just going to get a secondary package compared to the one ESPN and NBC are getting, and I guess Amazon's getting nothing now.
Well, that's the thing. Nothing. So they're matching the offer, but then NBA has to figure out what they want to do now. So nothing. So they're saying we're going to pay what Amazon's willing to pay. Up to you now. So NBA's got a decision to make. Adam Silver.
I'd hate to be a lawyer in those offices. I guess you got to have a look at what those contracts look like.
Because what if there could be something that Turner Sports has the right to? I mean, maybe that deadline's
something like that.
Deadline's passed. I mean, the deal was up. That's why they had. But who knows? Maybe there was something that they can find in the old contract that they can, enact or whatever. But bottom line is, good for them to realize, hey, this is something people don't want to lose. They don't want to stop doing it. And you know what? We got to find the money to keep this, because they really do the NBA better than anybody. I don't really watch NBA on any other channel. I don't watch a whole lot of it, but I will tell you, when I do watch it, it's Thursday nights on TNT.
Yeah, and I don't watch a lot of TV in general, but what I don't want to do is go to streaming services to watch sports. So anything where you're keeping your sports on network TV somewhere, and you're keeping it off of Amazon Prime or Netflix or Hulu or I guess Roku is the baseball package now, Apple TV, any of those. Keep them off of those and keep them on just your traditional television networks.
I recognize that's the direction that media is going, and everything's going to be online streaming at some point. But I mean, there's still a large, section of the population that still gets TV the old-fashioned way via cable or direct TV or whatever. And to at least have a package with one of those that is carried on that is important. You can't just go all the streaming. So good for them. So there you go. So Jared's not happy with the parking. I'm happy with Turner Sports, doing their thing. Hopefully keep inside the NBA going a little bit longer. Almost ready to rip some packs here, but it's time to take a look at a couple of individual cards that we like to show off in a segment called I Love Lucy. All right, so it's time for a little I Love Lucy. Now, you went first last segment, so I'm going to go first quick this segment. And I should have taken down the seller's name. The guy got the cards from Hawaii that I got the football packs. First of all, so he put a, whatchamacallit, he says if you buy 5 packs, they'll throw in an autograph card or like a cool card. Nothing crazy here. It's a Jacques Taylor autograph card, Jacques Patrick, which sounds like a Canadians defenseman from like the 1980s. But nonetheless, didn't have to do that. Bought 5 packs, threw it in. So shout out to, I'll have to throw that in the show notes later, what seller that was on eBay. But what I'm here to, I did a Yankees pinstripe Bernie Williams game used patch card last week. This week, we're staying with the Yankees, and I got Mariano Rivera there. Numbered out of 99. You'll notice it's a very nice number out of 99 there, Mr. 69. So that I was like looking to buy a Mariano patch card. I know I said I like the pinstripes better than the gray, but it was still a cool looking card. And then when I saw it's numbered 69 out of 99, I'm like, all right, I have to make a bid now.
Yeah, you have to buy it. I'm jealous that I didn't get on that. So shout out to you for having enough foresight to make sure you secured that card for your collection.
I'm getting better at my eBay bidding strategy now in terms of trying to get what I want without going too high. I've learned by losing stuff. So that's what they say, right? Like, people that are good at street fights, they lost a lot of fights before they started winning. I've lost my fair share of auctions on eBay, and now I'm starting to turn it around a little. This literally just came, it's still got the plastic on it. Just came in the mail today. So fresh out of the mailbox today there for my I Love Lucy, a little Mariano Rivera 69 out of 99 there. 2022 Panini Chronicles Limited Baseball there.
Very nice. I have a couple from the New Jersey Devils. I do a lot of I Love Lucy hockey cards. First, a card that I mentioned to you last week off the air just because it arrived damaged. A Luke Hughes Upper Deck Rookie Premier card. It's a really nice card, except the guy I bought it from on eBay didn't exactly do the best job of shipping it. So he shipped it in a standard mail envelope with no real protection. And you can kind of see it here and down here as well. It's got these 2 little creases there that really shouldn't be there and weren't there in the listing. So I reached out to the seller and he was gracious about it. He offered to do a refund. He said, I don't have to return the card. It's not really worth it. So we'll hold on to the card, but the fact that that there was no hassle, he was willing to refund it. He totally understood. I sent him the picture of the card and kind of explained what happened there. So we have that one squared away and taken care of. And then a couple weeks ago when we were doing the Upper Deck hockey cards, and I was hoping to pull the Simone Nemec Young Guns card. I didn't pull it, but I ordered it on eBay on the during the show after we went through the packs. So I got that card right here. Very nice rookie card of the young Devils defenseman. So we're very happy to get that. Quick little story surrounding that one, though. Another case with the eBay seller where he was actually a little bit delayed in shipping it. So he was like, hey, apologies for the delay in shipping it. So I'm going to include a couple other cards as well.
Nice.
So, yeah, we follow that up with an Upper Deck Deluxe Tyler Toffoli, numbered 214 out of 250.
Very nice.
Yeah, so you got that, and you got the logo down here, and I guess it's blue or purple. I can't really tell, but
looks blue.
Yep. So you have that, and another card. We pulled this same card for one of the players on the Buffalo Sabres, Zach Benson.
Right.
This rookie card, the one that has like all these weird like corners on the one edge of it. So he sent over the Luke Hughes version of that card as well. So really cool of him to do that. He did not have to go above and beyond, but he did, and we appreciate that. So
kudos to him for throwing a couple of Devils in, and not like the Toffoli card is nice, but that Luke Hughes card, like that's not like a throw-in card. Like he probably could have sold that one too. So that was nice of him to throw that one in. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was really cool of him to do that. So shout out to good eBay sellers.
So, question for you, Simone Nemec. What is the expectation for him this season? I would assume second power play unit maybe running behind Hamilton, or is it still a little early for that?
I think
A
it's still
little
early for that. I would guess that he is probably going to be the third pairing right-handed defenseman. They're probably going to shelter him behind Hamilton and Pesci, and they have the depth on the blue line where they can afford to kind of take it slow with him and not play him 20 minutes a night. They had to play him 20 minutes a night last year out of necessity, so I don't think they're going to do the same thing this year. I mean, he could see some power play time eventually, but like you already have two offensive defensemen in Luke Hughes and Dougie Hamilton. They're going to be running the power plays to some extent. So yeah, you might be that third defenseman on the power play because you don't want to have four forwards on the second unit necessarily, especially when the power play expires. But yeah, it's that's sort of how I see the blue line shaping up.
Makes sense. I mean, listen, I said it before last season, but it'll probably be more true this season. I can't say I'm excited that the Devils look good, but I am excited to watch a team play to what their expectation was. Last year, maybe it was a year too early, didn't have the right coaching. Now this year, a little bit of a different look. You got the goaltending as well. They're going to be a fun story to watch all year long.
More experience. They've been through the league now once. They know what to expect. I would imagine these guys are putting in the work in the off season, so they're better prepared for, like, all right, this is the first time you're playing 82 games against grown men. So, or in Nemec's case, 60 because he didn't start the season with the team. But you understand what I'm saying there.
Yeah. But no, I mean, nonetheless, a lot to be excited for down in Newark, New Jersey there. So there we go. I Love Loosey. Some good stuff there. Had Rip and Riff, Rip and Rant in the books. Now it's time to get to the pack ripping. That's what we're here to do, right? That's what everybody's watching for. And, we'll go reverse chronological here. Got some 2007 Topps baseball. Jared, this is the highlights and updated version, correct?
Updates and highlights, yes. And we can also look to win a trip to what was the worst World Series in my lifetime, the 2008 World Series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Philadelphia Phillies.
I remember that one being pretty boring, if I recall correctly.
5-game series. I think like every game in Philadelphia had a rain delay.
That's right.
It took them like 7 days to play 5 games or whatever it was. It was just not a very good series.
Yeah, and then the Yankees took it the following year in 2009, and that's their last one since. So there you go.
Yep. And this pack is already great because I don't know who any of these players are, and I follow sports. I don't recall who Tony Abreu is. That's a rookie card for him with the LA Dodgers.
I know a Jose Abreu, a Bobby Abreu, not so much Tony Abreu.
Correct. I vaguely recall Rick Vandenherk from the Florida Marlins.
Yeah, the name, because of that last name being so unique, that's kind of, I do like the look, like the black border. Like it's basic, but it works.
Yeah, honestly, I don't love that look. I mean, it's a rookie card heavy pack, which is pretty cool. I guess because it's the updates pack. Let's see, Wilfredo Ledesma from the Atlanta Braves. He's not a rookie, but
that's a name I remember.
Yep. Let's see, Nathan Haynes from the LA Angels. Looks at him, I guess, doing a check swing there, trying to hold up.
They'll always be the Anaheim Angels to me.
Yep. Another rookie, Kevin Melillo from the Oakland Athletics. Again, we're really scraping. I know the whole point of this is to celebrate guys, but we're really scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, we are.
This one. Let's see. Rookie from the Cincinnati Reds, John Cunnilingus. Not quite his last name, but I mean, how the hell do I pronounce that?
I mean,
Cunnilingus?
Is Kootlangus any better? I mean, that kind of goes down that path too a little bit. So,
player I've heard of, which is always really cool. Of course, I heard of him because he's a former 20-game loser in the big leagues. Mike Maroth, here with the St. Louis Cardinals, but he lost 20 games with the Tigers one year.
That's right. Yeah.
This card's pretty cool. Nice little golden border here. Slammy Sammy Sosa with the Texas Rangers here.
All right, so yeah, that's a good hit there. A little gold parallel. Don't really remember him much on the Rangers. That was towards the end of his career, but hey, a Slam and Sammy card's always cool.
Yep. Let's see. We have a classic combo card here with Mike Fontenot and Khalil Green of Green there sliding in the second base to try to break up a double play. So cool little action shot. These aren't real autographs, by the way. So Yeah, they've been on every card, but obviously they're not real autographs, so is what it is. And then last but not least in this pack, 2007 NL All-Star Brad Penny. Pretty good pitcher in his day.
Believe he was he a World Series MVP?
I don't recall. Like he was on the 03 Marlins, correct?
Yeah, I don't know if was he the MVP here? Let's see here. No, he 2000 World's two-time All-Star. He wasn't the MVP for the World Series.
But he was on that team.
He was on that team. Yeah, he was part of that rotation. It was him, AJ Burnett,
Josh Beckett,
and I'm missing one more, but those were the three big ones there.
Yeah. Maybe Ryan Dempster. I don't remember.
Possibly. Hold on, let's go back.
I'll open up the other pack while you're in the process of figuring that one out. And we got some more cards here. Sean Markham with the Blue Jays, decent pitcher in his day. Former Rookie of the Year Eric Hinsky, here picture with the Red Sox. Big time fantasy football dude, as I know you're well aware.
Yes, for sure. By the way, the other so who was on that team that year? Juan Encarnacion, Miguel Cabrera, Carl Pavano was another pitcher on that team. I think that was a guy. Right. Pudge Rodriguez. They had a team. Dontrell Willis. That was the other starter.
Dontrell Willis. Yeah, he was a rookie that year, if I remember right. It's a pretty good team there.
Oogie Urbino was the closer.
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm bummed they won a World Series at the Yankees' expense, but I mean, they deserved it. Like Josh Beckett went to Yankee Stadium as like a 20-year-old and just destroyed them in Game 6.
And let's be real, the Aaron Boone home run. It's really tough to follow up that kind of like walk-off home run ALCS. Not to say like they won their World Series with that, but like it's tough to like emotionally get back up, especially going against a team like the Marlins, who are a bunch of young upstarts at that point with a bunch of aging veterans. So
what killed the Yankees in that series was when David Wells got hurt. I forget which game he was supposed to pitch. It was like Game 4, Game 5, but he left the game after one inning. They had to go through the entire bullpen, and they lost that game. I'm not sure they won another game in that series.
If that is so, yeah. The only games they won that series, they took games 2 and 3. Pettit and Messina got the wins in those, and then Game 4, Weaver took the loss, Contreras took the loss, and Pettit took the loss. Last 3.
Right. Let's see. Cliff Floyd, really good player in his day here with the Chicago Cubs.
And former Sirius XM baseball and fantasy sports radio host.
Yep. Let's see. Adam LaRoche with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
He had a good couple of years.
Yeah, pretty good player. Another pretty good player here with Kenny Lofton.
Hall of Famer, I believe, right?
I don't believe he's a Hall of Famer. And this is him with the Indians. So he must have come back to the Indians for like the last year of his career, because this is right around when he's winding down. And like at this point, I'm looking at the back of the card now. He played, 15 years in the big leagues, 20, probably had 2,300 hits. And I mean, he was a top of the lineup stolen base guy. He had, I guess he probably had just over 600 stolen bases for his career. So
yeah,
really good player. Hall, very good.
So he split his last year with Texas and Cleveland. 2,428 hits. Let's see here. So over 600 stolen bases, like you said. 4-time Gold Glover, 6-time All-Star.
Yep. So we have Jesus Flores rookie card with the Nationals.
Nice.
Alberto Arias with the rookie card with the Colorado Rockies.
It's a nice looking rookie card.
Let's see. Curtis Granderson card. Double number 29. What is this?
I like Curtis Granderson. He was a good player.
Yeah, really good player, but I'm not really sure the purpose of this card.
He's no Kenny
Lofton. Double number 29. So I guess he had his 29 double this year, and I guess Curtis Granderson was a big part of this package, because there was an insert card in the other pack where there's like a billion Curtis Granderson specialty cards. I gotta show this one to you just because I literally mentioned it.
2000.
Yeah, part of the generation now. So yeah, you look back at it on the back of it. There's all these Curtis Granderson cards you can collect.
Oh wow!
Along with like Josh Barfield, Jonathan Papelbon. Who the heck is that? Kenji Jojima, Ian Kinsler, Prince Fielder. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of them. So,
by the way, Curtis Granderson led the league in 2007 with 23 triples.
That's a lot of triples.
That is a lot. He was early in his
Well,
career.
and he was still playing in Detroit. That's a pretty big ballpark there. So
He could fly too. He was fast.
all right, rookie card that I don't mind pulling here. We got Phil Hughes from the Yankees.
You know, you talked about a guy they ruined and Jabba Chamberlain. That's another guy you can make an argument that they kind of ruined a bit there too, is Phil Hughes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been a recurring theme with the Yankees. They like to prospect hug, and I wonder how many more championships the Yankees would have won in the late 2000s, early 2010s if they had made the Phil Hughes and Jabba Chamberlain for Johan Santana trade that they didn't make. Instead, it goes to the Mets. So the rest is history there. But yeah, Phil Hughes was highly touted prospect. Came up. I think he flirted with a no-hitter in his second start, if I remember right, and then got hurt and was never quite really the same. Had a couple good years. You know, he had, you know, it was an all-star a couple times, if I remember right. But he
2010, he went 18-8.
Yeah, it's a really good year. And but he also had some really bad years with the Yankees too. Like his last full year with the Yankees, he had an ERA of like 5.5, right? So
5.19, 4-14 record. Yeah, not bueno.
yeah, and then he signed with the Twins. He had like one resurgent year with the Twins, and you know, played in Minnesota for a couple of years. That was basically it. He's been out of the league now for like 6 or 7 years. So
yeah, he went 16-10 that first year with the Twins, 3.52 ERA. So, you know, definitely a bounce back.
Yep. Last but not least, Brian Roberts, your 2007 AL All-Star. So nice little card there. Pretty good player with the Orioles in his day. And your top of the class insert card. So yeah, get good grades in school, kids.
That's what you're supposed to do. Yes, get the good grades in school.
Yeah, unless you're me, then don't do it. Who cares?
Or get like just good enough grades if you're me. That's all.
Yeah, good enough to graduate.
But there we go. And we got some baseball. So we've checked off the baseball box to have the 4 sports on the show. I believe we're going reverse chronological. So let's go to the world of the NFL here with this 1994 upper deck football here. Like we said before, some of the rookies we're looking at here: Marshall Faulk, Isaac Bruce, Trent Dilfer, or Willie McGinnis. All right, this one opened. Sometimes these foils don't open that easy. This one did. There we go. All right. So we have a Buccaneer right out of the pack. It's not Trent Dilfer. It is Craig Erickson here. Picture with the still with the Bucko Bruce Buccaneer logo there.
Classic look for the Bucks.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to go back to that full time. I know their identity is more with the current look, but we go from one number 7 quarterback to another. Sometimes he did games on CBS for a long time. Steve Berline bounced around the league with areas with the Cardinals.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, Steve Berline has had a pretty good broadcasting career in his post-playing days, so good for him.
He's actually pretty good too, I gotta say. Let's keep the run of quarterbacks going here. We got and this one will probably bring back some dark memories for you. Kent Graham, Giants.
I feel like Kent Graham kind of gets lost in the mediocrity of the Giants quarterbacks that was in the late 90s, in the mid 90s. I mean, you had
Dave Brown.
Dave Brown for a few years, and then Cannell, and Kent Graham was in the mix there as well. And basically, until they got Kerry Collins, it was just like a whole hodgepodge of churning through veteran quarterbacks. I think Tommy Maddox was in the mix at one point for him as well. So
good run of quarterbacks there. That's like circa Dan Reeves era. We got let's see. We got now we actually have a good quarterback here. This one's gonna have to go on a penny sleeve, even if it is just a base card. But Mr. Brett Favre.
Yeah, heard of him. He's pretty good. Hopefully he's not too busy allegedly defrauding the people of Mississippi.
I was going to say way better on the field than he is of a person off the field. We'll leave it there so we don't get sued by him, because he is litigious. He does try and go after people, which is a great look after you just, rob, the state, whatever. We won't go down.
That's why I use the word allegedly.
We got, he was a great Washington Redskins receiver here pictured with the Cardinals. Gary Clark, part of that trio with Ricky Sanders and the Art Monk being the other one. Let's see here. We got Kerry Cash from the Indianapolis Colts, Tracy Simeon from the Kansas City Chiefs, Tim McDonald from the San Francisco 49ers. Now, it's pictured as a Jet here, but we all remember him as a 49ers legendary safety, Ronnie Lott.
I forgot Ronnie Lott was a Jet.
There's a Jet, a Raider, a Niner, and I'm missing one more team. But yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the hardest hitters of all time, if not the hardest hitter. Hall of Famer, 10-time Pro Bowl, 6-time All-Pro. No, it was just those three teams: Niners, Raiders, and the Jets. So there you go.
Yeah, and looking good there in that Jets uniform. We like that Jets look.
I love that Jets look, but they lost so much in that look, they'll never go back to it. We now have Chiefs running back Greg Hill. This is a heavyweight series. For some reason, we're going to have him topless on a beach in a bathing suit. And then we have our two.
Hey, if I look like that, I wouldn't wear a shirt either.
For sure. I mean, especially on days like today, it just makes you hotter. And then we got 2 cards left in this 1994 Upper Deck football pack here. We got star rookie Trev Alberts, first overall pick for the Colts that year in that draft. Not first overall, but their first round pick. And then finally from the Electric Silver Series, 1 per pack, we got Anthony Miller and the Broncos all-time best look right there.
Pretty solid pack there.
Yeah, I mean, we got Favre, we got a few quarterbacks. Trev Alberts isn't terrible. I love the look of those cards. That was like when we got the Ronnie Lott. That's when the football cards started to kind of take off, or cards in general, with the design and the glossiness and all that good stuff. Now, let's do a little Skybox Basketball. This pack's been staring at me in the closet for a while. It just needs to get opened and taken care of here. So let's get the little Skybox Inaugural Edition. We start with a Portland Trailblazer, Byron Irvin. We then go to the Miami Heat and Sherman Douglas. I wonder if the Portland Trailblazers will ever be good again. Like, they seem like a team like, okay, they had Dame Lillard, never did anything with it, and now they're probably going to suck for like a long time. That's what they've got written all over me.
They're going to suck until they win the lottery the right year and they get the next generational star. And then they'll probably go through the same thing they did with Dame, where you have this generational talent and you don't put the right pieces around him where he can win a championship. And you top out as basically a team that'll get to the second round of the playoffs and maybe be a lot of fun to watch, but not really a title contender. That's
the high water mark for them. Got a stupid checklist there. We got Alvin Robertson pictured here with the old Milwaukee Bucks look. We got Nick Anderson here from the Orlando Magic. Part of that 95 team that went to the finals but lost to the Rockets with Shaq. Got an old Washington Bullets card here, John Williams. We got the old Nets look, Pete Myers there. The look that came after that was better for the Nets. This is not a great pack. Ron Anderson from the 76ers. Johnny Moore from the Spurs. Randy White from the Dallas Mavericks. We got Jeff Hornacek. Okay, picture with the Phoenix Suns there. At least that's a name we know and love. Let's see here.
Hey, don't forget John Williams. I mean, he took the time from not directing the soundtrack for all those Star Wars movies to carve out an NBA career.
One of the best conductors. If you were going to make a Mount Rushmore of conductors and composers, he's there. He's got to be up there. There's no way he's not.
Yeah, he's there. Probably Danny Elfman, I guess, would be on the short list.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go. I mean, if you want to go patriotic, John Philip Sousa. It's all those marches that we all hear every year. I can't believe.
I was thinking like movies and soundtracks. I wasn't necessarily thinking like Go America.
Oh, but what's his name? Does the Disney movies sometimes. Gary, what's his name? Can't think of it. That'll come to me. Not Gary Newman. Randy Newman. There we go.
Randy Newman.
Gary Newman's a guitar player. Don't mean to. We're both great musicians, but not a ton of overlap there. Apologies for mixing them up. Well, we got a Bobby Hansen here, who's got a mullet going there. If you can see that, it's kind of coming down the back. Larry Smith. All right, we got John Paxson here from the Chicago Bulls. Played alongside Jordan all those years. Sarunas Marshalonis with the Warriors. And we close out a pack with a favorite of Mr. Eric Fenton himself, Kevin McHale.
And very cool that all the basketballs these last few cards have been on fire. Almost like a precursor to NBA Jam.
I could go for a little NBA Jam right now. I haven't played that game in forever. I would absolutely, I don't know who I would take. I mean, I'd probably go Sonics because that was the team I liked, but I don't know who I'd pick.
I'd have to think about it. I'd probably go Orlando, maybe.
Yeah, you got Shaq, you got Penny. It's a good duo. Yeah. I'd have to think about that too. About that, I mean, obviously the Jazz, Stockton and Malone. That's a good one. Rockets, you got Hakeem and Kenny the Jet. So there's some good combos there.
Yeah, it always pissed me off that Jordan wasn't in the game.
Yeah, I mean, his rights were probably too expensive to include, and plus he wasn't in the league when it first came out. I believe, right? He was playing baseball at that point, or did that come out after that?
We're both. Yeah, you're right on both of them.
Okay, so yeah,
I don't think he was a member of the players' union, which is why he wasn't in the game.
Yeah, that's back when, they still need the players' union rights and all that stuff and all that good stuff. So we got a couple more packs to rip here before we get to our pulls of the day and our starting lineup figure 5. But we got to play the intro. That's right. We're hunting the 1990 Pro Set 1 of 5,000 Stanley Cup hologram card on Rip N Riff. I was kind of hoping I would be able to update that with some current footage and not from 2014, the "We Want the Cup" chant from outside the garden. But alas, that did not happen. Florida Panthers derailed that. Time to look for that hologram. We got about 12 packs left in the box. So do a few more of these and maybe we'll actually pull it one day. There's that stupid checklist. All right. So from the Washington Capitals, we got Don Beaupre, good goaltender in his day. Didn't mean the rhyme, but there we go. Because we haven't pulled this guy enough. Ray Ferraro. Let's see. Pat Olenyuk, David Volek, Andrew McBain. Joel Otto was a very good center in his day. We pulled this last week. I'm always happy to see a little Brian Leach there. We've pulled this Neil Broughton card before. Definitely have pulled that Bob Carpenter. You talk about a guy who, gets told he's short his whole life and can't make it, and certainly made the most of it. Theo Fleury.
Yeah, we've had the Theo Fleury conversation in the past. One of the great small players in league history.
He's like a power forward in a small man's body, almost, is the way he played. Let's see here. We got a Rob Brown. We do have a New Jersey Devil. I believe we've pulled that Mark Johnson a couple of times as well. The award winner card is the Selke Award winner that year, Rick Meager. Cares. And then we got Kirk Muller as one of our all-star cards. He was a Devil that year. And then Paul Coffey being the other one. So not a great pack there. Let's see if maybe we get it this one. I might cry if we don't get the hologram when we go through these last 12 packs. All right, so we got Jeff Norton, pitcher with the Islanders, Troy Murray, Kevin Dineen, went on to be a decent coach, Randy Burridge, Tony Hercock, pitchered with the Nordiques, Gaetan Duchesne from the North Stars. Yeah, this is better finish strong here. We got Paul Cavallini, one of the Cavallini brothers there with the Blues. We got Peter Stastny, pictured with the Devils there. Peter Stastny. One of your first good players on your team back when they moved to Jersey. We got Paul Reinhart, father of Sam Reinhart, who got paid in Florida this offseason, rightfully so.
I didn't realize Sam Reinhart had a dad who played in the league. So how about that? So you learn something new every day.
I feel like nowadays, maybe 5 to 8% of the league has had they're either a father or somebody in the league along the way.
They're really the only people that can afford to play like Canadian juniors and actually afford to play hockey in Canada and come up through that system with how expensive everything is. I can't,
just the cost of sticks alone is absurd. I will never spend $300 on a stick. I'm sorry, I can't. I'll buy what's on sale. I'll buy last year's model. I don't care. I am not spending $300 on a hockey stick. No way.
And these sticks break so easily. It's insane.
Yeah, and when I play on my Thursday night, rec league, I'm making sure I'm not leaning on my stick too much and stuff like that. I want the stick to last. Even for me, going out on the cheap end, trying to get $70 to $110 for a stick is a little crazy, but it's just how it is now. Let's see here. A few more cards to go. We got Doug Bodger from the Sabres. We got Basil McRae, who's got a great name, pictured with the North Stars there. Love the stars down the pants for the North Stars. We'd like to see more teams get creative with the bottom parts of the jersey again. We got Joe Nieuwendyk, also a former Devil, played on many teams, one of the better centers of the 80s and 90s. We got Brian Propp with the Bruins there. Then we got Hall of Famer Mike Gartner here, pictured with the North Star, All-Star game, but with the North Stars then. And then one of the great names of the early 90s, and what a mullet here, Darren Pupa.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that is a fantastic card right there.
I mean, that screams late 80s, early 90s transition, with the hair and his facial expression looks like he's taking a couple off the cage. Got to be honest.
Yeah, he looks like he's ready to knock somebody in the next week.
Yeah, he's but nonetheless, he was a good.
It's weird because he's the goalie. Yeah, he doesn't really do that, but I mean, some goalies like to get physical, especially with the blocker. And if you get too close in the gets close to the crease, they're gonna whack you with the stick.
I mean, he's no Billy Smith. I mean, Billy Smith would do things that would get you arrested on the street with his, in front of his crease. But hey, don't go in his crease. Listen. If you want to park there, if you want to park yourself there, he is a defenseman. You're entitled to what's going to happen to you either by the goaltender or myself. Sorry, that's the price to pay. But Darren Pupa, Sabres play with the Lightning too. But yeah, no hologram. Womp womp. Very upset. Not gonna happen. Didn't happen today.
You think we're gonna get it before you run through all these packs?
I got 12 packs to go. My answer is no. I would like to maybe get like a pack that's like, ooh, we haven't pulled this guy 3 times or 4 times. Like that would be nice. Let's get some variety there. But that's too much to ask, I guess. Now, before we get to the starting lineup, figure 5, it is time for our pulls of the day. I don't really have a lot to submit here.
Neither do I.
So I'm gonna go with either my Kevin McHale or Brett Favre base cards there. I mean, not a great show for the ripping purposes today. We can't use our I Love Lucy cards.
No, we can't do that. My submissions would be either the Phil Hughes rookie or the Sammy Sosa golden card. I don't really picture Sammy Sosa as a Texas Ranger, even though obviously he did play there for a little bit briefly. He actually came up with the Rangers initially, so
that's right.
I guess I'll go with Sosa, but I don't really feel great about it.
So the Kevin McHale card, as cool as it is to get a guy like him, that's just a base from a overproduced Skybox set. I'm going to go with the Brett Favre base card here as my pull of the day. But I think we got to go with give it to you for 3 weeks in a row here. It's now 3-2 you with the Sammy Sosa card.
Wow. Well, I wasn't anticipating getting the win this week with some of the cards that I pulled here. It wasn't exactly what I quite remembered from 2007 MLB, but I will gladly take it. I got a feeling you'll get back in the win column next week once, especially with the packs that I'm opening next week. It'll be really tough for me to win a 4th week in a row.
But what are we doing? Some early football? Is that what we're heading next week?
Well, I mean, I'll throw a little spoiler. We can just throw it out there. I'm going to rip these next week.
What is that? Tetra 95, the top draft picks in all 4 sports. Look for Jerry Stackhouse, Joe Smith, Manny Ramirez, Brian Berard. Yeah, wow. Jim Carrey, Rashanta. They really do have all 4 sports. I am excited about that. That is quite the tease that you might win next week. You might go 4 in a row.
See, I got a feeling this will be like that one box that I opened. I guess the Skybox, whatever it was, where it was all these guys from all these random sports, and it just turned out to be a whole bunch of like unlicensed cards of like Tony Finau and some snowboarders and some other guys I've never heard of.
There were a lot of snowboarders in that pack. But now here's the thing that I didn't necessarily need to know, but when you put the packs up and I see you go to Toy Wiz and you get some really cool packs from there. And then I saw on the price label one, the toywiz.com. Yeah, the pack selection online is like, I immediately looked at the pack selection and I said, X out of the window. I said, I can't do this. I said, that's going to be a problem real quick.
I haven't looked on the website, so I honestly have no idea what's available on the website. I'll actually pull it up now while I'm filibustering here. But I would imagine it's probably like your classic, your typical, like here's this year's Prisms, here's this year's, the Tops, the Tops Chrome, the Donruss, all those sorts of cards. So let me just pull up one of these boxes to see what it looks like.
Yeah, they do have a good selection.
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of stuff here. So, I mean, I'm not spending $35 on a blaster box of 4 packs for hockey cards.
Neither would I. But
they can go to hell. But
I love to support my retail shop, my local retail, hobby shop, I should say. But I mean, man, it's eBay and online. It's just, you get a better deals.
The prices for the individual packs here, I don't think are that bad. I mean, I guess it depends like what specifically you're looking for, but yeah, it also depends on the rookie class. Cause like this was the place I mentioned where, with the Wemby cards, they wanted like $70 a pack for, this year's, Panini Prism NBA cards. It was like, no, I'm not doing that.
Now I'm going to have a decision to make if I'm going to try and go crazy for Macklin Celebrini, cause he's technically local. So, I feel like I got to have a little bit of that. So I'm probably going to try and get in on that rookie action next year. Hopefully it won't be as a big deal as Connor Bedard. Probably won't be. Before we get out of here and wrap things up on this episode of Rip N Riff, Got to do a little starting lineup figure 5, but what sport are we doing today?
The 1990 collectors.
Jackson just made my collection because Bo knows baseball.
Will Clark, his lumber is lethal.
Mitchell, Grace, Madden, power hitter.
I like the guys I like, you know? Canseco, man can smash the ball a mile.
Each sold separately, now with a rookie card. Starting lineup 1990, the collector's choice.
They're totally fresh.
They're slamming. They're jamming. They're bad.
Of the ones shown in that video, I have 2 of them. I have the Mattingly and the Bo Jackson. I don't have the rest of those that were shown in that promo. But nonetheless, we're doing a little baseball today. We've covered all 4 sports. We started with baseball. We'll finish up with baseball.
All right. Before you do that, I was poking around in this whole website while that was playing. I want to see what year Bonds was a rookie. Yeah, this is not a Barry Bonds rookie card. I was going to say this is insanely cheap for what I thought might have been a Barry Bonds rookie card. And as it turns out, it's not. It would have been his second year for 1987.
I was going to say, I think 86 is.
Yeah, 86 was his rookie year. This is an 87 PSA 8 Barry Bonds card. $22 for a PSA 8. I mean, like, I feel like I'm stealing money if I don't get that. So, like, and I would actually like a Barry Bonds rookie card because he's the greatest ball player I've ever seen.
You are a big Barry Bonds fan, I have to say. And I will say this. I remember the last season Shea Stadium was open. And yeah, they were moving to a new stadium, but I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen Barry Bonds in person. There was a night where it worked. I'm like, I'm going out to Shea one last time. So, because I had never seen Bonds in person before. He was one of those guys I want to be able to say, I watched him take a few at bats.
I'm going to really piss people off with this take, but I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Now that Willie Mays is no longer with us, Barry Bonds is our greatest living ball player.
Hey.
Nobody wants to say it because everybody loves Willie Mays, and nobody wants to give Barry Bonds his flowers because of the steroids. I don't care. He's the best ball player I've ever seen. He's the best. He is the best living baseball player who's living. That's how that works, right? The best living baseball player who's living. He is our greatest living ball player.
And defensively, obviously the offense is there. I mean, both his time with the Pirates and his time with the Giants. I mean, you're not going to get, it's funny because normally you won't get an argument out of anybody in the Bay Area of anything that's pro Bonds. Everybody loves Barry Bonds here, but the grave still is a little soft from being, dug for Willie Mays before I think they would, make that statement. But I agree. I think of whoever's still alive, he is the greatest living ball player that at least I've seen.
We've settled the debate.
There we go.
No need to argue it anymore.
No need. You know what? It just, we're going to call it a day here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. And
no, we still got to guess the figure.
That's right. I was about to wrap it up on that note. I'm glad we didn't. Let's get the figure 5 bet going. On that note, it's a baseball player, Jared.
Is it Barry Bonds? No, I'm just kidding.
Though I do have one that's unopened downstairs, so he is a possibility. Not today.
Well, that's good to know for future reference. Is this player in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
This player is not in the Hall of Fame.
All right, very good. Very good. Is this player not in the Baseball Hall of Fame because of a link to performance-enhancing drugs?
People would make that assumption, yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Did this player ever win an MVP?
Did this player ever win a MVP? He won. No, he never. He won a batting title, and he won TSN's Major League Player of the Year for 1 year, but no MVP.
A batting title.
In the early 90s, he won his batting title.
Right.
2 to go.
Did this player ever win a World Series?
This player won 1 World Series. 1 to go.
I'm actually stumped. So,
I promise you still got one more question to figure it out. But I do promise you that if you don't get it right, you're going to be mad that you didn't get it.
Oh man, way to raise the pressure there.
Big question here. You got to try and.
You said he won a World Series.
He won one.
Yeah, let me try to.
Can't give you the year, obviously.
No, of course not. Not the Hall of Fame. Problem is that by this point, I usually have narrowed it down to a player or two, and then I tailor the last question around whoever that might be. I don't even have a guess right now, so which is weird because you know how I am with the steroid guys.
I mean, usually you're burning your last question on is it so and so. You're not even using it as a narrow down. So here we go. Trying to see if there's anything I could throw out. He was a 9-time All-Star, 5-time Silver Slugger.
All right, let me ask this question. Is this player dead or alive?
He is alive.
Okay.
He is 55 and 247 days.
That's oddly specific, but okay.
I have the baseball reference page open.
All right, so that actually is a nice piece of information because, all right, when he was 35, that was 2004, so he was probably still playing then. It was almost certainly playing in 1994 when he was 25. So, now just got to think of all these random World Series teams. The Yankees had a bunch of them, but I don't know that they necessarily had a guy who was on.
I'll say this. It's not a Yankee.
No. Well, was never a Yankee at any point.
He was, but not in the area you're thinking.
Right. I actually have a guess.
Okay.
Is it Gary Sheffield?
Way to pull that out of your butt. There it is, Gary.
Yes. Yes. Let's fucking go.
I knew you were going to be mad if you did not get that. Because this is a guy we talked about on the show. We just had the Barry Bonds discussion, so I was thinking maybe that would trigger your brain a little bit too. But yeah, we talked about Sheffield on the show last week. Here he is, pitcher 1994 Marlins edition, of course, wins the World Series with the 97 Marlins. So yeah, and he won the batting title in 92 as a member of the Padres. Now, I was almost going to give you the hint I was going to give was that he played outfield, third base, and shortstop. But I thought the shortstop might throw you off a little bit because I don't remember Sheffield playing a lot of shortstop. I remember him playing outfield and third base. I don't remember him playing short. Good job, Jack. All right. First things up, always got to look at the card. And the card and the pose are almost identical, which I love. So there you see the Gary Sheffield typical starting lineup card there. That's before they just started, just slapping their logo on like a top stadium club card. So yeah, here we go. Gary Sheffield. And there he is on top of the card. As you can see, the pose pretty close there. He's a little bit earlier in the swing on the figure, but nonetheless, pretty much matches up real good. We got Sheffield on the back, that sharp teal and black. And I'm glad we got to open this one. We tried to open this one once in the past, and that didn't work. But there's the Marlins helmet. Very happy we got to add this one to the collection today.
Yeah, I wish for your sake the bat wasn't crooked.
I
guess that's going to happen after being in the package for 20-something years.
I understand what these, these are more for fun for me. And it's not like mint, of course, because the bat's a little bent. And if I pull out, my baseball ones, you'll see a lot of ones that have bent bats that look like something else. So we'll keep them off the screen. But nonetheless, it's just part of the deal. I mean, I'm not a keep them in the box guy. I like to take them out, hold them, display them, all that good stuff. And I certainly don't have the space to display them in boxes. So I don't mind a little bent bat. Take that as you will.
I wasn't going to go say anything, but so I won't.
So now related to that, let's take a look at the starting lineup studio audience for today. I figured let's do an AL East vibe because Jorge Posada got out of the box last week. So going left to right, we got a 1994 John Olerud. As you can see, he's got a bent bat there. We got Pedro Martinez from the 1999 series. And then the infamous Cal Ripken one that I purposely have hidden the black bat that he's holding back there because it looks like something else. So there he is in the back, 1995 edition. There's Posada. And then in the front, one of the first guys we ever unboxed here on Rip N Riff is Fred McGriff, 1998 edition there with the Devil Rays. So I guess we'll have to do an NL East edition now with Gary Sheffield joining the audience next week. So maybe we'll do a little NL East.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. We definitely would like to celebrate some of these careers, including Sheffield. I think it's bullshit he's not in the Hall of Fame. It's just classic. Well, there's vague, alleged allegations and ties to performance-enhancing drugs with Sheffield that we're going to selectively enforce, but we're going to ignore David Ortiz being on the 2003 New York Times list.
And I know
we're just going to retroactively issue him a pardon.
And I know he played 22 seasons. Some people be like, "Oh, compiler," but it's like, listen. Up until his last year with the Yankees, and then he had the 2 years with Detroit and finished with the Mets, he was an absolute contributor to the Yankees, the Marlins, the Dodgers, the Padres, like obviously the Brewers were started. Like he was an impact player right up until like through 18 years. So I don't want he's a Hall of Famer to me for sure. And frankly, I don't want to be the guy that tells Gary Sheffield that he's not a Hall of Famer because he could probably still beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. We love Gary Sheffield on this show.
Gary, come rip some packs with us. It'll be a good time. We'll talk about your days. We could span your whole career. Be fun. Probably never going to see this.
Well, we don't have to touch on any of the performance enhancing allegations because, frankly, we don't care.
I don't care. Listen, there were so many people doing them at the time. It's like, so you're going to penalize one, but come on, stop. Like,
even if he did do it, I don't give a shit.
The league was more dirty than clean anyway at that point. Like, and don't tell me otherwise. Like, that's just how it was. You had no problem promoting it when it was Sosa McGuire home run chase, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, that was bad. Well, you wouldn't have had the home run chase without that. So there you go. Don't forget, folks, rate, review, subscribe on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Give us a follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. New Total Hockey Now coming out this week as well with myself at Ant Rivera 86 and Fuzzy Chris 91, Christopher Murray. We'll be talking Pacific Division odds, a little fantasy goalie rankings. We'll be doing another mock draft. And of course, Jared's churning out those poker shorts on YouTube at Jared Moore Poker. So be sure to check all of that out. But for Mr. Jared Moore and for myself, Mr. Adam Bernard at Pucking Thoughts, we'll be back with you next Wednesday with an all new episode of Pucking with Rip N Riff. Sorry, getting my things mixed up here. Maybe we'll unbox the starting lineup for the third week in a row. Who knows? But we're at Mr. Jared Moore and at Pucking Thoughts. See you next week here on R&R.